Hello everyone, welcome to Timur Talks, hosted by me, Timur. Alright, let's start up and hit with the news stories of today. So the first news story that came across was that a Canadian was tortured in, what's the country called? Mauritania? It's a new country for me. I'm not aware of any formal customs there, but what I do know is that a Canadian was tortured there in one of their prisons. I'm not saying that this reflects on the population or anything. I've done enough research on that country. But what we're hearing is that this kid, Aaron Yoon, 24 years old, is being tortured to confess false confessions. And yeah, I, look, I thought Canadians were seen as better people, but I mean, the past have been past events. The Nigeria kidnapping at the oil refinery a few months ago, if you didn't hear about that. But yeah, it seems like Canadians don't seem to have the best view. I'm not saying that we're doing anything to deserve that or the Canadians have become that way. But still, doesn't matter if you're Canadian or not. You shouldn't torture people. It doesn't work. I mean, it might convince some people, but it's not going to work for everyone. So therefore, there's not 100% success rate. So yeah, thought people should know about that. People are still being tortured, even if you seemingly come from a peaceful country. That's the world for now. Hopefully, Amnesty International helps him out and he gets out of that. Or I think he's out. He wouldn't be talking about it if he was in. Anyway, next story. The U.S. Supreme Court struck down DOMA. DOMA was a anti-gay legislation, and it was for making sure that there was it kind of didn't put gay couples on the same level as straight couples, so that they wouldn't get the same benefits. So now that the Supreme Court smacked down, hooray! Yay! So yeah, this is the human rights segment. But it's a lot of human rights stories today. But this is the human rights one I want to talk about because it's happy news and it's good to see that we're going again in a general good direction, especially for the United States. Some people are not happy with it. I understand that conservatives, Republicans, they don't hold the view that you can be gay. Actually, I don't know how to respond to that, to the logic or anything. I just don't. But I just know they have that view and that they're not happy with it. But I'm happy with it. And I hope you're happy with it too. Because, yeah, people should respect who other people are. And we should all be considered equal. Because underneath everything, we're all human. And, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll start calling this like what makes us human segment. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's do that. And that concludes the what makes us human segment. Alright, moving on to the next story. In the past few weeks, there's been a lot of protests. We started hearing about them in Turkey because Erdogan started doing all sorts of stuff. Then we started hearing them in Brazil. The people of Brazil are not happy because they're spending a lot of money on the FIFA Cup, the World Cup, and the Olympics in 2014. No. The 2016. I believe it's 2016 they're hosting the Olympics as well. But point aside is that the government is spending a lot of money and the people who live there are very, very poor. Now they've taken large strides to get out of that. In the past few years, there have been education reforms, free restaurants, free food at school. So there's been a lot of social reform to move the country forward. So you might say, hey, why not? The tourism will bring additional revenue. That additional revenue can go in. But we all know there's been a historical record of Olympics not bringing in enough money and causing, a country to go into deficits. So there's the other side. But Brazil's doing pretty well. So you think, why is this happening? But you never know. So yeah, Brazil protesting. People are not happy with the FIFA Cup because people don't want the government to spend exorbitant amounts of money. But that's the world. The governments do that, whether we want them or not. It happened here in Canada with the F-35 jet program. The cost for that was just thrown in our faces. It's just, yeah. So, as much as I want to stop them doing it, they're still doing it. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. We are going with Syrian refugees. In Syria, there's a civil war. And when there's a civil war, a lot of people tend to leave the country because it's not particularly safe. So as a result, females are saying this is the issue with the refugee, is that they don't want to be identified as they cross into the border. They're afraid. Refugees are not really particularly known for being the safest place in the world. They can be pretty dangerous for some people. So it's a big issue because you have to balance putting up tents, but you also have to balance putting up security, because any society you need home, food, and security. That's how it needs to work. You need the home for people to live in, food for people to eat, and security to keep things orderly. No, I'm not saying it should be a police state, etc. I'm just saying you need some foundation, some established rules. Otherwise, if there are no consequences to the rules and no one upholds them, everything falls apart. So, because of that, these refugee camps are pretty dangerous. And people are desperate. People do desperate things when they're desperate. And that makes the girls that feel uncomfortable when they go into these refugee camps. It should be the opposite. They should be more welcoming. They should feel safe going into it. But they're not. And there's a lot of issues regarding women's rights in the Middle East right now. I'm not going to go on forever if I went on that. Some things I particularly don't agree with. But it shouldn't affect them going into a refugee camp, especially when their own country is at war, within a civil war. Alright, let's move on to the local news. I'm going to do a bit of local news at the end of every episode. Yeah, that's how it's going to work. So I live in Ottawa right now, so it can be Ottawa news, but once I hit Waterloo, it will be Waterloo news. And then I might talk about Ottawa news. Well, I mean Waterloo, depending on how it goes. But anyway, here it is. So there's a new light rail system being built in Ottawa, which I'm all for, because like our transit system's gotten a little old. We need to update it. So it's like, excuse me. We need to have some new names. Make them better names. So it's like, and also these names have been like Trinity Pasture and all the other stations along the Ocean Temple line. They've been around for a long time, and the areas affected by them also have been there for a long time too. So it's good that we're seeing some change. I like the modernness of it, although the historical aspect, it's difficult. As a result, I'm happy with it. So, question of the day: if you live in Ottawa, what do you think? I'm gonna link the article in the description. But do you want to change the names or not? It's just gonna make things difficult. And if for everyone else who's not in Ottawa, it's for the Supreme Court. Are you happy in the United States? Are you happy that the United States has made a move to help make the humans more equal? Are you happy with that? Alright, so subscribe, like, share this video, And then comment in the section below for the questions. And I will see you later. Bye.